All right, the live stream I think has started. Nobody has joined yet. Let's see. Oh, amazingly, people have shown up already. So, hey guys, thanks for joining me on this live stream. This is the first live stream that I've done for this channel, or I'm gonna do for this channel. So, yeah, the reason I want to do this live stream, I have a lot of things to talk about. Is I felt like when I make a video, a lot of people comment, and I just don't have time to respond to everyone's comments. So I thought maybe if I could talk about the stuff I normally talk about in these videos, maybe we could actually talk about it as this video is happening. So yeah, I just thought I'd just get this ball rolling. I've been, as you can see, I'm not using this mic right now. I just bought another mic so that I could have my hands free during this process. So, so I just have a couple of things I wanted to cover in this video. I just want to say happy holidays to my subscribers. I know I've been away for a long time. And hold on, let me make sure I could at least see the comments that are potentially going to show up. And then let's see. Oh, also, I know a lot of times for this channel, a lot of technical questions get asked. So if you have any even technical support questions, I'd be happy to answer those if I have nothing else to talk about. So let's see. And yeah, I just thought we just create like a I just create like a place for people that are available to watch these live streams. We could just hang out and talk about stuff. So yes, I see Samuel's comment. Thank you. Thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for not subscribing, as I've taken so much time away from this channel. Just a life update on my part. I had a daughter. She is a little bit over two years old now. So I've been a very dedicated parent, but it's not like I never had any time to do it. It's just that, things when I want to do something, something comes up. So it's hard to just commit to doing it because yeah, I like to do things in like succession. So one thing I wanted to announce on this in this video was I wanted to announce that I'm gonna challenge myself to at least upload a video, whether it be a live stream or a regular video. I want to challenge myself to make a video every day for at least the next 30 days, and hopefully that could get the ball rolling for the future. And I've always had this personality where I'm good at committing myself to do things on a daily basis, but I cannot, or when I stop doing it, it's like I just seem to just lose momentum really quickly. So, and I thought it wouldn't really be a problem for me to continue doing it even if I miss a day, but it always seems like, I just lose the momentum really quickly. So anyways, yeah, if you guys have any questions for this channel or for the Galaxy Note, or maybe what I've been doing or what I'm up to these days, feel free to ask in the comments. I did prepare a little like upcoming videos for this channel. So I want to talk about a couple of things that I've been or videos that I have planned for this channel. So you could see I'm using the Note 10 Plus. And one thing I want to recommend to people on this channel is that there's this button to get rid of these buttons on the bottom. And the reason for that right? The reason for that is the Galaxy Note. People ask me, what I love about the Galaxy Note, and my number one answer for why I like the Galaxy Notes is the screen real estate. And from the Galaxy Note 9 to the Galaxy Note 10, the screen real estate really expanded. And to further add to that, you could get rid of these buttons on the bottom. Actually, you could have gotten rid of them maybe since the Galaxy Note 8, I believe. But I never really took Google's suggestion in removing these buttons. And when I got the Galaxy Note 10, and I didn't really have a easy way to remove the virtual buttons on the bottom, I finally took to Google's suggestion, and I used these gestures now. You could swipe up from the middle for the home button, and this is swipe up from the right side for the back, and the swipe, from the left for the task switching. So when I actually got, when I got used to doing that, it took me about 3 days. When I got used to doing that, it just became second nature. So what I want to tell people is, for people who haven't given it a shot yet, you could actually get used to it. I totally got used to it, and it's second nature now. And the fact that I went through those painful couple of days, now I always have that extra space to play with. So yeah, any app you're using could just use that part as real estate. Okay, thanks. Let's see, Wise Knight. So, okay. So, I was trying to start this live stream like a couple of hours ago, but actually I had never done one, and I thought I could do it through the native Samsung camera app, but that didn't turn out to be the case. So I've been playing with Google, just the YouTube live stream, YouTube app itself, on how to get this live stream done. And I'm glad, people are not complaining about the audio. And, what you don't see on from this camera is I'm actually doing this live stream through my Galaxy Note 5. I have it on a gimbal and a tripod. So I could easily just break that away from the tripod, and then I could walk around the house. So maybe in future live streams, I'll walk around the house a little bit, and I'll show you a feature, like how I actually use my Galaxy Note phones with my Samsung TV. I think it's a very great way to get things, or to stream video to it. And I have one of those smart TVs that really lets you take advantage of the Samsung ecosystem. And then what else? And then maybe since it's on a gimbal, we could actually go outside the apartment. All we need is an internet connection. My audio is hands-free, so we could maybe I could take you a tour around my neighborhood, and then I could demonstrate some features with the Galaxy Note device. Like, for example, you might be able to see behind me. I have a lot of Galaxy and Samsung equipment behind me, and also probably more than that is photography equipment. So I've been learning photography. I've been shooting with like a DSLR for like 12 years, and I feel like I could, from all the knowledge that I've gained, I could share that through this channel. Maybe you could talk about how to do smartphone photography, or just photography in general. I could show you, I know like Photoshop like the back of my hand, so we could do that as well. So yeah, I do have a lot of plans for this channel upcoming. Okay, and let's see. I just want to read some comments. Okay, yeah, I kind of blame myself for starting this live stream too late. Even in the West Coast, it's already midnight now, so my apologies. Next one, hopefully it'll be either tomorrow or the day after. I'll try to start it much earlier, so that people can join in a more convenient time. All right. I also got a 45-watt quick charger. Now, if you've seen any videos on the super fast charger, the 45-watt version that Samsung is selling for $50 or $40 or whatnot, well, I was able to get it at half price. And, to be honest, everybody or all the videos that I've seen that have said your 25-watt charger is almost as good, I totally agree with that. But in that, when I use it, actually, I feel like I'm getting some value from it. Like it has saved me in multiple occasions where I had to run out the door and I only had about 15 minutes to charge. And if I only have 15 minutes to charge and I only have like 13% on my phone, it means I could run out the door with about 50 or 60% of charge instead of like 45. So I think in those situations where 5 minutes or 10-minute difference will make the difference, I think in those situations, it's actually very worth it. And and imagine if you have that kind of personality where you're kind of always charging at the last minute, or you need that extra charge with a little bit of a few minutes. Imagine that happen like 3 or 4 times a week. I think you could benefit from a charger like that. But if you are a diligent person where you just charge it overnight and you just go on the whole day, I was that person before I got this 45-watt super fast charger. But now I've converted over to the person that charges whenever they need to in very short bursts. So I feel like there's some value there, whether it's worth $50 or not. Yeah, it's going to be up to you guys. But if you could get it for half price, like $25, I don't know if they're going to have a sale on it, but if they do, I think it's worth it. So I think I want to make a full video on that rather than, just covering this topic quickly in this live stream. Another video I wanted to do is, I have a question. So how's your battery life for your Note 10 Plus? So I would say it's very good. Very rarely I feel like I ever need a external battery pack, although I do carry one with me when I feel like I'm gonna be on like a train for like 3 hours of that day. But other than that, I always have this phone, almost always on, what do you call it? On not the optimized power mode. So I have it on like the power mode where you get you get like a little bit more performance or brightness. So I always have it on that more, extra power mode. And even that lets me run in lets me go the whole day without needing a charge. So yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I would say we haven't got to a point where I could use it liberally at full power all day and not worry about the charger. So I think in some days I still feel like I will feel more comfortable with the charger. Next question. By the way, yes, I'm gonna make this video available after it has been streamed. So the other question, how's my daughter? My daughter is great. She is, she is healthy, very smart. I would say I'm looking over there because I have a monitor over there. I'm reading the comments, but yeah, she's very happy. She's very well taken care of. She's at daycare right now. I'm gonna have to go pick her up in about 2 hours. And what else? Yeah, she is a little bit over 2 years old. She's learning how to speak. She speaks multiple phrase sentences already. I wish she, I wish she wasn't as spoiled, but I guess it's not a bad thing. And every day I think, how much of a better life that she has than what we had growing up. She's learning. She has the ability to try so many different things at daycare that I don't think I had daycare for myself when I was growing up. I went to a kindergarten, but we didn't have this pre-kindergarten stuff. All right. Let's see. Next question. How do you stay loyal to the Note line with so many other good phones on the market? So, that's a good question. I think for the Galaxy Note 10, or when somebody asks me, how good is this phone, or is this an okay phone to get, and it's like a Huawei or Apple or LG, I always tell them, we're at a point in smartphones now where you just can't really buy a bad phone unless it has some kind of manufacturing defect on it, right? And those, yeah, there aren't too many of those. So yeah, so I guess it's the reason why am I willing to pay extra for the Galaxy Note phones, and yeah, why am I sticking to this? So at least for myself, I own, I have, a lot of things here and there, part of the Samsung ecosystem. Like I still have my Galaxy Gear S2 Classic. I have for example, my brand new 45-watt charger. I have a Samsung TV, which, there's this, what's this feature called? Smart View, right? Smart View. My TV got updated with that feature, and I actually do use it. I use it to I'll shoot videos with my smartphone of my daughter playing, and then she'll want to look at those videos. So I'll use this phone to stream it on my Samsung TV. And yeah, I have all these accessories that kind of work for at least a couple of generations of the newer phones. So I stick with the phone. And one interesting thing that just started happening since the Galaxy Note 9, at least for where I'm at, the carriers, they're kind of pushing everybody towards kind of leasing their phones for a year. So I wouldn't say it's a traditional lease, but it's more of like we sign up for this contract, we get this new phone, but we have to we have to sell them the phone, or they'll have to sell it for us. And so, for example, after the Galaxy Note 9, after I used it for 12 months, in order for me to get this phone, right, I had to sell it, and they had to buy it at market price, which was around like $650. So I had a balance that I owed my carrier $650, and that they were able to sell it for like $620. So I only had to pay like a $30 difference. So after the Galaxy Note 9, I realized I didn't really want to keep the phones anymore, because I had all of my phones, and then I realized, they're all collecting dust, and I'm not doing much with it except this Galaxy Note 5 that I'm using to live stream right now. And I gave my Galaxy Note 8 to my wife. So I feel like that's where things are headed, at least in other countries too, maybe. Like, you just pay like extra $40 a month on top of your plan to use the latest and greatest phone. And after 12 months are over, they'll just buy the phone off of you for a little bit less for market price, something like that. Or maybe it's just in your contract, so you just surrender their phone and you just continue on with the plan with the new phone. But, you just end up with a higher monthly payment. Let's see. Do you have any shots? Do you have any of your shots on Instagram? So I do have an Instagram account. If you go to the page on this YouTube channel, there is a link to an Instagram account. I don't post there too often, but I do post some pictures of my daughter there. I think the latest picture I posted recently was a picture of myself when I was in Japan. All right, so let's see. Oh, another thing. Another thing I want to mention was that I'm using these earbuds right now. They were like super cheap. They're like $15-$20. It's from this brand called QCY. I think and I got these free actually. So the store where I got my Galaxy Note 10, they want to give me like a little bit of extra, uh, like a gift for signing up with them. So I think they just gave me like free $15 Bluetooth headphones because I've been loyal to those to that. It's just a branch store, one of those things. So, anyways, these earphones, the QCI T1, or I think they have like T2, T3, they're all the same. But the audio quality is exceptionally good. Like I was using the Galaxy Icon X 2018 version, and comparing those $200 earbuds to these $15 Bluetooth ones, the sound quality of these blow it away. I know there's like the Galaxy Buds, and I heard the Galaxy Buds are much better in audio quality, so maybe they're about the same. But if you're looking for some cheap ones, like I've been using this every day, nonstop, since August, and I would absolutely buy another pair of these if these were to go banned, and it would only cost me about $15. So I think I want to do a video on these as well, because yeah, they are fantastic. All right, and I have some more comments here. Somebody, is your Note 8 battery really working well after 2 years? Mine never had more than 3 hours screen time. So Galaxy Note 8 battery, I believe, yeah, never had any problems with the Galaxy Note 8 battery. I think I did a video talking about how the milliamp that at least the charge that I was getting was actually better than it was stated on the box. And then maybe a couple of months in, I had a firmware update, and it kind of reset to what I should have been getting. So I thought that was a weird experience. But in terms of battery life, I thought the Galaxy Note 8's battery life was really good, even though everybody said and assumed that it would not be as good as the Galaxy Note 7's battery life. Actually got better battery life than the Galaxy Note 7. But my wife's using it daily right now, so she's been using that phone for about a year. We do have a little bit of problem with the screen. Like for example, like imagine if there was like a small, like a dot here, maybe the size of like not an M&M, maybe a quarter size of an M&M, but like a black dot appeared here, and then they told me that it's just these curved screens. They could be damaged. I guess I might have dropped it or something. They could be damaged. They're a little bit more sensitive to those kind of issues, and it's too small to where we're gonna pay like hundreds of dollars to replace it. So other than that, the Galaxy Note 8's battery, I believe my wife doesn't complain about it. She uses a wireless charger at her work, charges it at home. She never complains about it. All right, let's see. So 3 hours of screen on time. So in terms of battery life, yeah, on the Galaxy Note 10, definitely getting better than 3 hours, maybe more than 4 hours on the Galaxy Note 10. But if you're getting 3 hours of screen on time, I would say I would say most of the times, well, there could be two issues. These lithium-ion batteries, I think you could lose some charging capacity after about a year of use, especially if you put it on a if you put it on a what is it, super like one of those fast chargers. Another thing is the 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 amount. It really depends on the apps you have installed on here. For example, if you have a lot of apps with background services, they'll definitely drain your battery. I know Google Play Music for some reason would drain the battery of some of my phones. What else? Like a couple of banking apps that I had would drain my phone as well. So yeah, I would say so. If you ever, had, or if you ever heard of the suggestion, like, you know, just format your phone, start from scratch. The reason why that usually always works is because you start with basically zero apps extra to what comes installed that's running in the background, consuming all this battery. So one thing is, in a lot of my previous videos, like many years ago, I used to recommend a lot of these apps that would do a lot of extra things, but I wish maybe I didn't mention that, a lot of these apps need to be in memory overlaying on top of your apps all the time, and they could definitely decrease your battery life. So, something to be wary about if you're using a lot of like utility apps that needs to monitor what the phone is doing. I think those can take a lot of battery. So yeah, just start uninstalling pretty much everything that you don't use, and maybe you'll see a big decrease in battery life or increase in battery life. All right. All right. Another app I just started using recently. Okay, so going on to a different topic. So there's this app called Sound Assistant. So I don't know if you can see, but I'm gonna press volume down, right? I'm gonna press volume down, and you're gonna see this little dot show up here, and that's the Sound Assistant app. See, that's what I'm talking about. I recommend these apps, but take it and just be wary. Like this one, I think it only calls on this app when there's a physical trigger, so maybe it doesn't drain your battery like the other ones that might always need to be monitoring your background processes. But the Sound Assistant app, the reason I started using it is because, for example, YouTube, or actually, I think it's just the Galaxy Note ability to control volume. For example, I like listening to something when I'm trying to sleep, and it kind of lulls me to sleep. So I turn it down to a specific volume, and that helps go to sleep. However, just for some reason, maybe with these earphones in particular, I wasn't able to control the volume to exactly where I needed it to be. It would still be a little bit too loud. So what this Sound Assistant app lets me do is I'm gonna hit on this little dot that popped up. I could control. So here, if you can see, I could control the volume levels per app. So for example, there's a general volume for my Bluetooth earphones. And then there's also a volume control for this app specifically. So I could tweak the volume control for this app, and that lets me get the volume to exactly where I want it. So yeah, that's the Sound Assistant app. And this Sound Assistant app, I found it, or you could download it in at least the Galaxy Store. But it might be in Google Play as well. it used to be pretty crude in the past with previous Android versions. I think the only thing that it let you do in the past was you could add different like steps in between volume level changes, but that didn't really work well for the firmware. So, but now it's like a fully like full featured app for what its intended purpose is. Like you could control the volume per each app, and I think that's amazing. So yeah, definitely try it out. It's called Sound Assistant. Again, I found it in the Galaxy App Store. I think that's what they call it now. All right, let's see. Just reading some comments. It's been having bad battery. X for specific Snapdragon. Oh, from what I've heard, the Exynos Galaxy Notes actually do have better battery performance. Yeah, I think it has to do with, and I don't know if there's a direct correlation, but the Exynos phones have to have the Qualcomm LTE chips inside, and they are a lot more battery efficient. Whereas the Snapdragon phones, wait, you know what? I have that the other way around. I actually almost all of my Galaxy Notes are Exynos, and yes, they are not as good battery wise. They are not as good as battery wise than the Snapdragon versions. And I was talking about just now. It's because the LTE modems for the Exynos, I believe, are separate than the Snapdragon, which have the LTE modems part of it. It's like part of the SoC because the same company makes it, and that somehow leads to a pretty big difference in battery consumption. So, from the Galaxy Note 9, I would say you will notice a battery, like I would say from the Galaxy Note 8 to the Galaxy Note 9, I did notice a little bit or a lot better battery. I guess I don't know what word I'm looking for, but just battery life in general. Like I just had to worry about it less. Very few days where I actually had to charge externally. And Galaxy Note 10 has been even better than that. So one thing I want. So one thing that I did with my Galaxy Note 5, I actually got the battery replaced. I went to Samsung, one of those like Samsung service centers. I believe there's a couple in the U.S. There's like so many in Korea. So I just went to Galaxy Note or Galaxy or Samsung Service Center, had the battery replaced, and surprisingly, I think this was at a time when the Galaxy Note 7 was, heating up. That when I took in my Galaxy Note 5 and I told them I was gonna have to use this phone instead of my Galaxy Note 7, they just replaced my battery for free, even though it was out of warranty. But I believe, I don't know, they might charge you somewhere around 50 to $100 for it. And yeah, it made a difference. I think after 2 years, my Galaxy Note 5 did lose about 20% of the charging capacity on a really small battery to begin with. So, oh, by the way, if my audio becomes really bad in one of these live streams, please let me know because I noticed the problem on the Galaxy Note 5. If I'm charging it and I'm live streaming for some reason, you could hear a lot of extra static. So yeah, just let me know. All right. So yeah, thank you to everybody that's told me welcome back. So Fernie, thank you. All right. Let's see. Did I want to cover anything else? All right. Let's see. I had a couple of notes here as well. One second here. Right, so if you guys have any questions, please send them my way. But yeah, other than that, yeah, the reason I want to do a live stream was because, I thought it would be a better platform for us to have, more discussions rather than me thinking of a topic, sharing all my ideas about it, and hopefully I try to cover anything that people would say, and then I would try to reply to these comments. But to be honest, one of the reasons that made it difficult, or so I would upload a video, and I think up until 30,000 subscribers, I actually tried to reply to virtually every comment that came in, and I realized that I was like spending 8 hours a day just replying to comments, and then I just couldn't reply to most comments anymore. And even though I thought that really didn't matter at the time, what ended up happening was I kind of lost. It just didn't feel the same making these videos anymore. So I think I just felt like it just started becoming a job where I was making these videos regularly, and then I wasn't responding to any comments that came in. And I feel like that had a lot to do with just me losing momentum on this channel, making videos. So I thought if we could do it through a live stream, I could interact with you guys through the comments. Maybe that will get things rolling again. Okay, let's see what else. And another thing I wanted to say in this live stream was I want to tell my subscribers, if they get around to watching it, happy holidays. I hope this is a really good time for your family. We just put up our Christmas tree a couple of days ago. I know maybe a little late on that, but yeah, it's gonna, we're gonna put Christmas presents for our daughter, and then yeah, I think she'll maybe understand the concept of Christmas this time. Last year, I think she was a little bit too young to understand the what we were doing with that tree. But this year, she's definitely a lot more lucid about things. So, anyways, if you guys don't have any more comments, I think I think I said everything I wanted to say in this live stream. It's I going back, I do want to challenge myself to make a video or do a live stream video for 30 days in a row, starting from today. And it's difficult for me to do a live stream on the weekend, but maybe after I do a live stream, I'll get some ideas on my next video, and then I'll get that done, and I'll upload it so I could really make this channel the daily note once again. And yeah, that's how I want to go from here. So I kind of want to make a promise to you guys, because yeah, I really want to get this channel started up again. So anyways, everyone, thank you for joining me on the first live stream, and the next one. I definitely want to do one much earlier. I want to do one about 6:30 p.m. Pacific Coast time. So yeah, if you want to tune in the future, that's when it will be, hopefully. All right, guys, I just want to say thank you for watching, and see you on the next one. All right, bye.